Shalom Rav, Shavua Tov. We gather this night, this Selichot, as we prepare our transition to a new year, as we prepare ourselves, our souls, to do the work of the days of awe, the Yamim Noraim. Close that up.
It's working.
One of the excitements of making sure that our friends at home who don't feel comfortable coming into the sanctuary are able to participate. One of the joys of our new world. Because the truth is the world has changed. The world is different. The question is not whether the world is different. The question is whether we are different. Whether we are willing to be different. Whether we are willing to do the work. And that is what we are beginning tonight. We begin on page 1 in our prayer booklets as we join with our cantor, with our music director, Mr. Stewart, as we join in singing Eli, Eli. Now is the time for turning. Now is the time for confession and renewal. Now is the time to atone, to be at one with God and with ourselves. Now is the time for Selichot, for penitential prayers. For centuries, our people recited prayers of remorse and penitence as the days of awe approach. Our Selichot prayers increase in intensity and fervor as our most sacred day, Yom Kippur, draws near. Selichot prepares us for the majesty and awe of the sacred season. Our prayers this evening reflect upon the ultimate questions of human life. What are we? Why do we live? What can we believe? What can we strive? This evening we share toward the profound and stirring tradition of Selichot. As we share, may we grow toward greater readiness for the high holy days, toward fuller self-knowledge, toward renewed confidence to face the trials and challenges of the new year. We turn to page 4, having already made Havdalah with Linda Sakis' help earlier this evening. Page 4. The old year is dying. A new year struggles to be born. A Jew does not slide into a new year in a jagged fog of forced hilarity. We kindle that candle of God, which is conscience, and search out our inward parts. We measure our is against our ought to be. We know right well that we are greater than we are. The sublimity of this holy season is the renewed revelation of the possibilities God's love has implanted within us. We confess our deficiencies, our failures, our disloyalties and sorrow and remorse, but without despair. For the grace of this inner knowledge turns us toward the greatness of God's justice, mercy, and love. Out of the broken fragments of our heart, we build our sacred altar, and we are healed. Reconciled to God, to each other, and to ourselves, the new year will be new on the calendar of our souls as well. O incognito God, anonymous Lord, with what name shall I call you? Where shall I discover the syllable, the mystic word that shall invoke you from eternity? Is that sweet sound the heart makes, clocking life, your appellation? Is the noise of thunder it? Is it the hush of peace, the sound of strife? I have no title for your glorious throne, and for your presence not a golden word. Only that wanting you, by that alone do I invoke you, knowing I am heard.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return. Return again. We return. We return.
We return.
We return. Return again and again to love, to love, to love. We return again to love. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chaydesh Yameinu Kekedem. We return. We return.
We return.
We return. Return again. We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return. Return again and again to love, to love, to love. We return again to love.
We read together. Eternal God, I do not want the prayers I have recited to be in vain. I do not want the sentiments I feel today to fade away after the holidays. I want Judaism to be part of my life throughout this year. Therefore, I resolve that I will try to live by the teachings of the Torah in all that I do. I resolve that I will be loyal to my fellow Jews wherever they may be. I pledge that I will maintain my love for the land of Israel and my willingness to work to keep it safe and secure. I pledge that I will work for the achievement of true democracy and will give equal dignity to all your children. I promise that I will love and care for my family. I will try to give them not only material things, but time, love, and guidance. I'll try to be an example for my children of the right way in which to live. I promise that I will try to conduct my work in an ethical way, that I will strive to improve my character and to overcome my faults. Help me, O God, to keep these resolves. When I forget, forgive me. When I falter, remind me. When I weaken, correct me. Be with me in all my efforts.
Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vaneinu. Avinu Malkeinu, Chanenu Vaneinu, Ki ein banu masi. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed. Aseh imanu, tzedaka v'chesed, v'hoshienu. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai. Yai lai 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 lai.
Praise me, says God. I will know that you love me. Curse me. I will know that you love me. Praise me or curse me. I will know that you love me.
Sing out my graces, says God. Raise your fist against me and revile, says God. Sing my graces or revile. Reviling is also praise, says God.
But if you sit fenced off in your apathy, entrenched in I don't give a damn, says God. If you look at the stars and yawn, says God. If you see suffering and don't cry out, if you don't praise and don't revile, then I created you in vain, says God.
We return. We return.
We return.
We return.
Return again.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return. Return again and again to truth. To truth. To truth. We return again to truth.
On page 8. We are your people,
You are our guide.
We are your children.
You are our parent.
We are your possession.
You are our portion.
We are your flock.
You are our shepherd.
We are your vineyard.
You are our keeper.
We are your beloved.
You are our friend.
Our God and God of our ancestors, may our prayer come before you, and do not ignore our entreaty. We are not so arrogant and stubborn as to say before you that we are wholly righteous and without sin. Surely we have sinned.
Shema Koleinu Adonai Eloheinu Chus v'rachem aleinu Shema Adonai Eloheinu Chus v'rachem aleinu V'kamer b'rachamim u'b'ratzon et tefilateinu שומע תפילות בתנוחים אתה שמע קולנו אדוני אלוהינו חוץ ורחם
We are the messengers of God. There are neither angels nor emanations, only people like you, in whom God has planted a striving for justice and freedom and peace. Inspiration and dedication and every inward joy are the gifts of God, who make us equal with equal love, and appoint us, every one, God's messengers and workers to bring another springtime to the world. Listen to your own inner conversation. You will learn that when you work for justice, you are bringing redemption. When you work for freedom and peace, you are praying for salvation. When you accept and love another person, the Messiah draws near.
Eloheinu v'Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Tavo lefanecha tefilatenu ve'ol titalum mitchinatenu הזפנים וקשי עורף לומר לפניך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו צדיקים אנחנו ולא חטאנו אבל אנחנו חטאנו
God and God of our mothers and fathers, grant that our prayers may reach you. Do not be deaf to our pleas, for we are not so arrogant and stiff-necked as to say before you, we are perfect and have not sinned. Rather do we confess, we have gone astray, we have sinned, we have transgressed.
Ay, 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 ay.
Ay, 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 ay.
Ashamnu,
Ashamnu,
Bagadnu,
Bagadnu,
Gazalnu,
Gazalnu,
Dibarnu Dofi,
Dibarnu Dofi, ay, 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 ay.
Evinu,
Evinu,
Vehirshanu,
Vehirshanu,
Zadnu,
Zadnu,
Hamasnu,
Hamasnu,
Tafanu Shaker,
Tafalnu Shaker,
ay, 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 ay,
ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay.
Ya'atnura,
Ya'atnura,
Kizavnu,
Kizavnu,
Latnu,
Latnu,
Maradnu,
Mahadnu,
Ni'atnu,
Ni'atnu,
Saranu,
Saharnu,
Avinu,
Avinu,
Pashanu,
Pashanu,
Saranu,
Saharnu,
Kishinu Oref,
Kishinu Oref,
ay,
ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay.
Rashanu,
Rashanu,
Kishatnu,
Shichatnu,
Tiavnu,
Tiavnu,
Tainu,
Tainu,
Titanu,
Titanu,
ay,
ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay, ay. We've all committed offenses. Together we confess these human sins,
The sins of arrogance, bigotry and cynicism, of deceit and egotism, flattery and greed, injustice and jealousy.
Some of us have kept grudges, were lustful, malicious, or narrow-minded.
Others were obstinate or possessive, quarrelsome, rancorous, or selfish.
Now may it be your will, Adonai, God of all generations, to pardon all our sins, to forgive all our wrongdoings, and to blot out all our transgressions. Al chet shechatanu lefanecha, we sin against you, O God, when we sin against ourselves and our failures of truth.
We ask forgiveness for using the sins of others to excuse our own, for denying our responsibility for our own misfortunes, for refusing to admit our share in the troubles of others, for condemning in our children the faults we tolerate in ourselves, for passing judgment without knowledge of the facts, for knowing the price of things but forgetting their value, for teaching our children everything but the meaning of life.
We sin against you, O God, when we sin against ourselves in our failures of love.
We ask forgiveness for confusing love and lust, for withholding love to control those we claim to love, for shunting to aside those whose age is an embarrassment to us, for giving ourselves the fleeting pleasure of inflicting lasting hurts, for the cynicism which eats away our faith in the possibility of love.
We sin against you, O God, when we sin against ourselves in our failure of justice.
We ask forgiveness for light concern for the heavy chains of the poverty of the poor,
For the sin of prejudice in judging others by outward appearance,
for the sin of denying our prejudices, for the sin of separating ends from means, for the sin of lacking civic courage, for the sin of silence and indifference, for running to do evil but limping to do good, for the sin of war against others and violence done in despoiling the gift of earth and water and war.
For all these sins, O forgiving God, teach us to forgive ourselves and help us to overcome them.
Selach lanu mechalanu kabelanu ve'okulam elos lichot selach lanu mechalanu selach lanu mechalanu kabelanu.
A teaching of the Baal Shem Tov. Your fellow human being is a mirror for you. If there is love and compassion in your soul, you will see the goodness in others. If you see a blemish in another, it is your own imperfection you encounter. Take careful note of the flaws you perceive in others. This is a lesson for you. They are your own flaws set before you, a reminder of your own spiritual work.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return. We return. Return again.
We return.
We return.
We return.
We return. We return. Return again and again
To you.
to
To
you.
Return again to you. Hashivenu Adonai Elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Yameinu Kekedem. We return. We return. We return. We return. We return. Return again. We return. We return. We return. We return. We return. Return again and again to you. To you. To you.
turn again to you. Take a moment of silent prayer and reflection.
Adonai, Adonai, Irachum v'chanun Adonai, 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 Irachum v'chanun Adonai, Erech apayim v'rach chesed Ve'emet Adonai, Notzeh chesed la'lavi, Notzeh avon v'afesha, Ve'chata'a v'nakeh. Adonai, Adonai, Irachum v'chanun Adonai, 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 Irachum v'chanun Adonai.
It is not easy to forgive God. It takes huge effort. It is painful, contradictory, and maddening. The human suffering that surrounds us feels utterly unforgivable. But I will forgive God because I do not want to write off the relationship, because I feel there is too much to be lost by simply walking away, because despite the pain, sorrow, and suffering, I want my universe full of miracles, not void of them. I want to believe a voice still calls out from Sinai, from heaven. That is why I will forgive God. Despite it all, I want to live my life in praise and awe, in wonder and hope, even if I am wrong, even if at the end there is nothing but darkness.
Oh, say shalom, shalom, biroma. Uya, say shalom, aleinu. Ve'ako Yisrael, ve'ako yoshvei tevel. Uya, say shalom, aleinu ve'ako Yisrael. Amen. Oh, say shalom, shalom bimroma. Uya, say shalom, aleinu. Ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'al kol Yisrael.
With that, we are going to conclude the live-streamed part of our worship experience. So those